This week on GamePron News, StarCraft II is finally launched with some good news for gamers down under. Adelaide goes nuts for AVcon, the pro gaming world is rocked by the death of a hero, Richard Garriott wins his $28 million lawsuit against NCSoft, R4 cartridges are outlawed in the UK, and Michael Jackson's estate puts their foot down on Plants vs Zombies. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this week saw one of the most eagerly anticipated launchings in gaming history. More than 12 years in the making, StarCraft II Wings of Liberty finally made it to retail with midnight launches held around the world. Blizzard threw massive parties all over the place, from the Champs-Elysees in Paris to the Fry's store in Irvine, California, and everywhere in between. We headed up to Brisbane to check out the Australian midnight launch.
And madam, what is your name?
Harrigan.
Sarah.
So you're excited here to be at the launch tonight?
Hell yeah, I've been waiting for this game since I first finished StarCraft I.
Has it been about time?
Hell, it's about time.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely?
Way too long.
I'm here with Glade.
Hello.
And Dane.
Hey,
from Team Immunity. So you guys have been playing StarCraft II for a little bit in the beta. What enhancements do you guys like more than the original version?
it would have to be the interface and basically the controls in general. It's just a lot more player friendly compared to the first one, which was full of flaws and very basic interface.
Yep, Dane?
Yeah, definitely the hotkeys and the auto mode as well. It makes it so much easier when you're just trying to fight people.
StarCraft!
Also this week, it was confirmed that the English Southeast Asia Australia New Zealand edition of StarCraft II Wings of Liberty will support cross-server play. This means that gamers in that region will be able to choose to play on either the Battle.net servers in Singapore or those located in the US. Blizzard explained that they're still encouraging players to play on the local servers for more action during peak hours and lower latency across the board, but they recognise that many gamers have long-standing friendships and rivalries with North American players and would like to continue playing with them. Gamers will be able to choose on a game-by-game basis which server they'd like to play on, with friends list, rankings and other account-specific data tracked separately on each region's servers. The arrangement will kick off within the next 60 days and only applies to the English Southeast Asia Australia New Zealand version of the game. All other versions will be locked to their region's Battle.net server. The pro gaming world is in mourning this week following the death of German Counter-Strike player Six. Antonio Danilowski was credited with leading the German mouse sports team to victory numerous times over the past 3 years, including 5 consecutive ESL Pro Series titles. Six was preparing to represent mouse sports at the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Shanghai, the team's 4th tournament in 2 months, when he was involved in a fatal car accident. Gamers from around the world are posting their condolences for Six online, praising him not just for his in-game skills, but also for his friendly, likeable personality and his entertaining style. Richard Garriott, creator of the Ultima series and Tabula Rasa, has just won his court case against former employer NCSoft Corporation, successfully suing the company for $28 million. The flamboyant developer known as Lord British left the company back in 2008 with some controversy. The company claimed he'd departed on his own terms, while Garriott himself maintained he'd been fired. Adding insult to injury, Garriott was forced to sell off his shares in the company at a time we now refer to as the global financial crisis. Had he been sacked, he would have had 10 years to sell off the stock and would probably have chosen a better time to do it. After some deliberation, the jury found in favour of Garriott, paying him just over half the money he'd requested. Predictably, he was pretty pleased with the outcome, while NCSoft are looking into their legal options. In what looks like a classic case of too soon, Michael Jackson's estate have gotten in touch with PopCap Games over a character featured in their smash hit casual title Plants vs Zombies. The dancing zombie included in the game bears more than a slight resemblance to Jackson's character in Thriller, wearing a red leather jacket, short pants and a mop of black hair. The game was originally released for PC in May 2009 before Jackson's untimely demise, but the character's inclusion was still a sticking point for some gamers. It seems the estate agrees with them, finding it somehow disrespectful for the King of Pop to appear as a moonwalking member of the undead. And PopCap have agreed to roll out updates to the game, removing Jackson's likeness. The new Game of the Year edition of Plants vs Zombies has just been released as an optional update for PC and Mac, featuring the new disco-themed dancing zombie, as well as a bunch of new achievements and an interactive zombatar. London's High Court has ruled that the sale, import and advertising of DS copying devices such as the R4 cartridge is now illegal in the UK. The defence argued that the devices are used to access homebrew software and not just to pirate copies of games, but the court pointed out that even using the cartridge for this purpose involved circumventing Nintendo's built-in security systems. More than 100,000 copying devices have been seized in the UK since 2009, with Nintendo explaining that the anti-piracy move is not just to protect their property, but they're also looking out for the 1,400 game developers who create software for their consoles. With the DS nearing the end of its lifespan and the new 3DS due out next year, many gamers are wondering, was it really worth it? Comic-Con 2010 has been and gone, leaving a whole swag of announcements for gamers to get their heads around. Perhaps the biggest was the revelation that the long-rumoured Street Fighter X Tekken project actually exists, even if we have no idea when it'll actually make it to retail. Kurt Schilling confirmed that he's working with fantasy author R.A. Salvatore and amazing comic artist Todd McFarlane to create Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. That's the first release from 38 Studios. Whether or not it really does contain God of War level combat combined with a polished RPG experience remains to be seen, but it is definitely a promising prospect. For fans of both comic books and games, we hear that a hardcore violent Suicide Squad game is in production, and the upcoming Scott Pilgrim game looks amazing and sounds even better thanks to the soundtrack provided by Anna Managuchi. And finally, while everyone's eyes were on San Diego, Adelaide's own AVcon was held last weekend to rave reviews. Now in its 9th year, AVcon is South Australia's premier anime and video gaming convention, celebrating pop culture in its many forms. From the anime screening rooms to the Rock Band and SingStar stages, stalls selling hand-drawn comics next to AAA gaming titles, panels on travelling to Japan and what to look for in a retro gaming collection, AVcon has something for everybody. There were 18 gaming tournaments scheduled across the weekend, plus an indie games room showcasing some great new projects from local developers. But the highlight for many attendees, of course, was the once-a-year chance to dress up. Street clothes were the exception, not the rule, with cosplayers and other costumes everywhere you looked. 2011 is the event's 10th anniversary, and organisers are already planning to make it bigger and better than this year. Get your thinking caps on, this one's got a retro theme. Until next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is GamePron News.